What up everyone, it's your man Xman87 here, bringing you another Marvel action figure news video, and what I have for you today is the reveal of the SH Figuarts Gamerverse Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Spider-Man. Before we get into everything, if you could please leave a thumbs up, like, rating on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel and I greatly appreciate it. Now with that said, let's talk about it. Following Cyclops, the second reveal to the SH Figuarts Gamerverse line has officially been revealed as Spider-Man in his Marvel vs. Capcom 2 style. We gotta talk about this real quick because I couldn't last night, as Tamashii Nations revealed this late last night and I was too tired to make a video, so I said I'll cover it tomorrow, and I took my ass to bed. But oh man, I know I said I'm out the import game, I sold all my imports, but this is one I'll have to get. Look, I have my critiques. I like SH Figuarts, but I still hate their engineering style for their crotch joints. But with that aside, this has always been one of these Spider-Man figures I've been dreaming of, literally. I've always wanted this style, and let's break this down looking at it in vanilla pose. First thing that stands out to me are the proportions. It's pretty much accurate to how his physique was in the game. Looking at him from head to toe, starting with the broad chest and shoulders, he's got some bulging biceps, triceps, and forearms, the wide obliques, the pinched-in waist, the bulging muscular thighs, pinched-in knees, bulging calves. All of that is spot on. This is the physique I wanted most in a Spider-Man figure. There have been many Spider-Man styles I've wanted when it comes to physiques, and in the comics, you know, you have the John Romitas, you have the Steve Ditkos and the Sal Buscemas, you have a lot of, you know, iconic Spider-Man physiques from various artists. But when it comes down to it, I think this is the physique I've always wanted in a Spider-Man figure. This is one of those rare instances where I would choose a video game over a comic depiction. I remember back when Marvel Legends teased the Spider-Man webbing accessory and people thought it was an MVC2 Spidey we were getting. This was before it was revealed as Maximum. I said that if it is Marvel vs. Capcom 2, he has to have the correct proportions to match that game art style. I even mentioned the very wide obliques and bulging thighs in that video because that was a signature look to that art depiction. So it couldn't be a straight up repaint. I mean, later we come to find out that Max Spidey was based off McFarlane's art. It had a whole new sculpt, so the proportions were different from a video game style like MVC. Even Hasbro promoted their Max Spidey more so as MVC than McFarlane through photography with similar poses from the game and such. Hasbro wants you to think you can integrate that Spidey with their current Gamerverse MVC figures, and while, yes, there may have been some accessories inspired by the game, we all know they don't want to make another all-new sculpt for a classic Spidey because reuse. So yeah, if Hasbro wanted to make this style of an MVC Spider-Man, it would require a new sculpt because the physiques are different. Like I said, it would need new heads and a lighter deco because McFarlane was always a dark blue when MVC always had that lighter blue and lighter reds. Won't be surprised if Hasbro still reuses the Max Spidey buck and gives us a lighter blue deco with a new head. It would still be inaccurate to the game's physique, but they only care for their bottom dollar when it comes to a lot of their Spidey figures, so they can print easy money that way. I'll be surprised if they end up making an all-new one that matches this, but let's get back to the figures. My bad for getting sidetracked and rambling on here. So with this figure, I mean, this looks great on a proportional standpoint. He's got some weird ass fingers. No real fingertips bend like that, but they look fun and dynamic, which is how you want video game figures to look and feel with fighting games such as Marvel vs. Capcom. But you know, I've said with the SH Figuarts Gamerverse Cyclops, I hate that damn crotch area and the bulging thigh cut line. It just kind of overlaps to the hip, but that thigh cut I can understand because he was extra meaty down there, but the crotch area still looks horrible. This area just looks too damn busy. I don't know, they just keep overdoing it here when they don't really have to. Like, why do they have to make their superheroes look like they have a reverse thong over their tights? There's so many lines and folded over flaps that you think he's a transformer. Like, looks like bro is about to transform any minute now. You know, I just remember being disappointed with the Gamerverse Spider-Man PS4 Advanced Suit because articulated butt cheeks are not it, man. I don't need my figure's butt cheeks talking to me. So if they can just clean that area up, it would look perfect. I know it's meant for posing, and I'm sure my complaints will be laid to rest when posing him around. Like this uppercut pose, for instance, is a thing of beauty. Some other areas I question, like when I noticed he has a really big butterfly joint cutout that looks huge, cutting over into the oblique area. But, I mean, he should get a lot of movement everywhere. I love the raised spider logo and the recessed webbing. However, I wish they painted the cobwebbing. That would have looked so freaking good if they did. They only painted the outlines like the trimming around the arms, gloves, torso, belt, top of the boots, and the back spider logo. See, it's not just domestic companies, but import companies can be cheap too with paint. There's no sort of wash on it either as I zoomed in carefully to inspect, but I didn't see anything. It may look like there's a wash, but probably because the sculpted lines are so tight and close together that it looks like it's casting some shadows. I love this iconic pose. Like, this is how I would want him posed on my shelf. I'm not sure how many accessories he'll come with, but judging off the Instamashi Instagram post, it sounds like quite a few, and it says featuring his iconic game proportions. See, they made sure to make a statement on that. Very important. As well as both swinging and defensive web parts. So I'm sure he'll have some web strands for web slinging too. Recreate iconic fight poses like Cyclops. Spider-Man also comes with a special attack board to use for scenes and display. So we've already seen most of the hands he comes with in these photos, but he'll come with a spider sense effect, and I think he'll at least have two heads. The one with the Spidey sense effect has very large buggy eyes that look surprised, which is how you would want a spider sense expression to look like, but then this photo right here looks a little different. They don't seem as large and surprised, looks a little bit more angled in and a little more meaner, I want to say. Maybe it's the same and I'm just tripping, but I'm hoping he has two or more heads. Going over what they said about him, including defensive web parts, which I'm sure they're referring to this web shield here, and it looks awesome. I love the shape of it. I just wish they did what most companies do for their solicit images when it comes to accessories. Like, they lay it all out to show you all the accessories. So I really wish they did that here so we could see all the accessories at once and get a frontal view of it to get an idea of the size. But the webbing details look very nice on this. Here's that special attack board they mentioned. It's just a cardboard diorama cutout, but pretty cool if you want to get creative with photography or on your display. Damn, imagine getting a large physical web effect piece like this. I know Mafex gave us one for the ASM2 deluxe figure, but that was more like a web splat than, you know, a large web spray like this. But seeing the figure posed up and lined up with this cutout makes for a really cool ass visual. Pre-orders open this Thursday, August 28th, and is slated for a March 2026 release. It will cost 9,900 yen, which equates to $60 and some change in USD. Just keep in mind of any import fees when ordering wherever you order from outside the US, so it will cost you more. If you want to order from a US site like BBTS, their Cyclops is listed for $99.99, so that's how much they'll most likely price this Spidey at too. That pretty much does it. You know, some gripes aside, I love it, I love it, I love it. I was oozing out enthusiasm to talk about this. I'm not going to say it's more Maximum than Maximum Spidey because two different depictions and both figures bring great things to the table for Spider-Man action figure collectors. I certainly wouldn't argue with you if, looking back before Hasbro introduced the MVC annual program line, that this should have been the style to go with for their Maximum series to exactly match those figures from MVC, but hey, I'm not going to complain about getting the McFarlane Spider-Man I've always wanted in action figure form. Now I can get the video game classic Spider-Man I've always wanted in action figure form with this one. So it's a win-win for me, and I always look for those win-wins. There's just so many great things about this that makes up for any shortcomings the figure may have. Not taking it for granted, as like I said before, this has been the Spider-Man figure I've always dreamt of, and now I can have it. This makes me wonder if Mafix will join on the Gamerverse Mvc2 hype. Gonna keep a close eye on them. Now I kick it back to you. What do you think of this SH Figuarts Gamerverse Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Spider-Man? Who would you like to see next in their line? Mine is Magneto and Psylocke personally. Also tell me if this was also a Spider-Man figure you've been dreaming of too. Comment below, let me know, we'll chat about it. Thanks for watching another Marvel action figure news video. Please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already at xman87. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my latest videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. See you on the next video. Peace, peace.